The average person spends nearly 90% of their life indoors, and another 5 to 6% inside a car. That is 95% of our time as human beings behind screens, under artificial lights, and just in general, away from the sunlight our bodies evolved to depend on. You see, plants photosynthesize, but we just call it happiness. In the same decades that indoor life became the norm, reported cases of depression and anxiety rose by 25% worldwide. That's hard to ignore. It's not in your head, it's hardwired into you. So, this is what sunlight does to the brain and exactly how it dictates just how happy you feel. When sunlight hits your skin, it feels like warmth, but in reality, it's information. Your brain isn't just reacting, it's listening. To your brain, light is a language. And every single sunrise, it says the same thing. Wake up, you're alive, you have survived the night. But how does your brain understand this message? What is the conversation that goes on between sunlight and your brain that makes you feel alive? Well, it's chemistry and a little bit of biology. You see, inside your eyes, you've got specialized cells. Cells whose only job it is to detect light. They are called retinal ganglion cells. And instead of helping you see shapes or color, these cells help your brain tell the time. When light hits them, they send a signal to a tiny little cluster of cells deep inside the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And this is basically just your body's master clock. It tells every part of your body it's daytime, wake up, it's time to be alert. But the same light also keeps two key chemicals in balance in your body. And you may have heard of them before, serotonin and melatonin. These are opposites of each other, and they act similarly to the sunrise and the sunset. Sunlight helps your brain make serotonin, and this is the chemical that keeps you calm, focused, and emotionally stable. And when the light fades, your brain switches gear. It starts producing melatonin. And this, of course, is the hormone that slows you down. It gets you ready for rest. And every single sunrise and sunset triggers the exact same chemical routine. The same one that everyone has been following for, well, the beginning of time. It's how we stayed in sync with the planet and still do. Now, this isn't the most important thing about sunlight that I'm going to cover. However, it is playing a crucial role, especially at a certain time of year. And I think a lot of people seem to overlook this. The rhythm that happens in your head of light, serotonin, melatonin only really works when the world gives it a signal. But the darker it is, the less power that signal has. As the days start to get shorter, your brain's timekeeper starts to lose track of things. The boundaries between morning and night start to blur together. You wake up feeling more tired, you start to lose focus more easily, and your motivation for doing anything in life starts to slip. And this isn't laziness, it's just your biology searching for sunlight. Less sunlight means less serotonin, and less serotonin sends your internal clock out of sync. And this is why in winter, millions and millions of people feel that slow grey fog, the one that we call seasonal affective disorder, or SAD for short. And what's wild is early humans didn't experience this at all. They followed the light, they hunted and gathered and then slept with the sun. Darkness for them meant survival mode. But for us, well, a lot of us are still working when the sun goes down. But sunlight doesn't just reset the body, it also rewires your mind. The real reason that sunlight makes you feel happier is harder to measure, and that's because it's psychological. Sunlight feels like permission. When it's bright outside, we subconsciously move slower, we talk softer. Everything is almost like it's moving at 0.75% speed. But why? Well, biologically, we have evolved this way, yes, but it's moved from biological now. It's been ingrained into our culture. Every single different human culture associates light with either hope, truth, or clarity. And you can see this in geography around the world. You've got countries that are bathing in sunlight at all times. Greece, Spain, and southern Italy. The people who live in these areas tend to carry that warmth with them as they live. You've got open streets, long meals, and laughter that lasts all the way up until the early hours of the morning. The sun isn't just in the sky for them, it's also a huge part of how they live. Meanwhile, the further up north you go, the shorter the days are, the quieter the cities are. And I'm not talking in terms of traffic, I'm talking in terms of volume. Just in general, the gloomier things become. The brain didn't invent this difference, it's learned it from nature. And you can see that connection in even the literature and the films that we write. For example, the sunny world of Mamma Mia. The musical numbers, the sun that fills the sky, everyone's happy, and I mean, there is some drama in it, but it ends happy. And if you think of a colder feeling piece of media, let's say for instance, Frankenstein, which was wrote during an intense storm in Switzerland, it turns inward, it's quieter, and it feels emotionally heavier. The weather seems to seep through into our stories. So light doesn't just change the way we live, but also what we think. The problem is that we took this ancient rhythm that's been around since the dawn of humanity and we completely ignored it. We built a world where we spend 95% of our time indoors. We wake up to alarms instead of sunlight, and we end our day under LEDs. I mean, just look at the lights I'm under right now. But your brain hasn't caught up to this yet. It's still waiting for the sun to tell it what to do. And every day that you skip this signal, you just get more and more sad. If this resonated with you, I think you should watch this next video I made on the science of if there's a limit to your intelligence. But if not, there's plenty of other videos on that channel up there. And until next time, thanks for coming. See you later.